As we are a month out, it is time to start getting educated about Boogie Bottoms and Nash Hash stuff. Boogie Bottoms is private land and the owners live on it. You pass a couple of their houses on the way into Boogie Bottoms proper. They tend to leave us alone, but if someone walking around the camp area looks like they own the place, they probably do. You will see this famous landmark as you arrive. It is a grammatical nightmare, but it means you is here. This houses the stage where the DJs will spin and like entertainment will occur, and the gathering spot of Java H3, Draft Punk H3, Wine and Cheese H3, Pink H3, Simon & Garfunkel H3, you get the point. And where y'all will probably eat. Most folks typically choose to camp in this general area. I took these pictures in late March, so the trees will be leafy and green by the end of May. The river is also a bit higher in these pictures than it tends to be in May. Whether high, seriously please don't, or low, it don't move fast and it is always a good place to cool off. These 3 arrows show a couple of other places that are popular to set a tent. Not necessarily as flat or as shaded, but for whatever reason they tend to be popular with the Tennessee or Florida people. I've never understood it, but I'm a Georgia boy. Keep the jokes to yourselves. This is where we expect most people to park. The camp area near the river is likely to be pleasantly crowded, and cars take up too much space. If you camp in your car, then it counts as a tent. If you have a tent but are medically required to be with your vehicle, just let Miss Man know. Otherwise, please plan to park here or further up the hill. This area is where we will gather for games and such. So it will be a no-go zone for any motorized vehicle that is not driven by one of the Boogie Bottoms folks. And this is where we will put y'all in yuns and RVs. What to bring? You will need something to sleep in. A tent, a hammock, RV, or spin your own cocoon. Hopefully you have all camped before. Something to sit on other than what is attached to you and of which you often make yourself. We are on a river as shown earlier, so bring something to float on. If you want to sit in shallower water, you can do that too. I just didn't take pictures of the places where you can do that. If you are visiting from a place beyond the confines of the Deep South, please bring stuff for us to taste. Or not if you just want to bogart it, but make sure it's not glass. Obviously good liquor doesn't come in tin cans, but just be careful with that. As if any of y'all would waste even shitty liquor. Unless you want second-degree burns to go along with your skeeter bites and sudden allergy to beef, thank you very much Lone Star Ticks, then bring some sunscreen and bug spray. And bring only your best, not your second best, hashy self. And here is a happy son to approve of this message. And what not to bring. Once we get a bit lit and naked, we all act somewhere between toddler and teenager, but if any of y'all brings one, it means jail for a few of us, so we will just put that in the no column. Don't bring a firearm. The Nash Hash fairies and elves are not stupid. If you literally get hives if you can't see your gun, then just don't bring it out under any circumstances. Boogie Bottoms is a safe place, and if you can't trust your fellow hashers, why the fuck do you want to come to Nash Hash? Should you brandish it, show it off, polish it, clean it, or anally pleasure yourself with it, you will be escorted off the property in a New York second. Nash Hash does not view documented comfort animals as pets, so clear that through, Miss Man. Otherwise, leave your animals at home. This is not an ask forgiveness, not permission situation. If you show up with an animal and you cannot find a place off property to house it, you will not be permitted to set up. The family has dogs and they hang out with us from time to time, but they live there, we just visit. And don't bring a shitty attitude. And here is a sad cloud to endorse this message. We have been through 2 years of fuck it, you know what. Boogie Bottoms is huge and there are tons of places to go scream into the wilderness or just hide to collect yourself. Or have your own bad time, just don't spread it around. One horrible disease a century is more than enough. I'll post a video with directions and a schedule in a couple of weeks. Y'all know where to post your questions, despite answers appearing all over the feed. Post what you think is hilarity and what you think is clever snark. That said, we really cannot wait to see all y'all in yuns. Uses? Uses must apply for a visa and hope for the best.